What's up? What's up, fellas? We haven't got banned yet. It's been two crazy episodes in this last 2 weeks. We're still here, no strikes, sliding under that radar. What you guys been up to? Go for it, Matt. Tell me what you've been up to, my man.
Nothing really. Working. And watching Big Brother.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
Someone, yeah, someone got what's the word? Let go of tonight. Not eliminated. Let go of. They said the N word on the live cams, and it's a very white male. So
Toast.
I'm excited to watch that episode later on tonight. Just to see like how CBS handles that information.
Yeah, dude, it's a no bueno, man. You can't be saying that, especially
it's the second year in a row, second season in a row that there's been some sort of racial debacle from a white guy with long hair. But yeah, other than that, just enjoying things. Trying to figure out when I can go watch Ninja Turtles, amongst other things like Blue Beetle. Football starts this week as well. Preseason. Eagles play on Saturday, baby. But yeah, that's it for me. Oh, soccer starts this weekend as well.
Yes, sir. Go Arsenal. What about you, Andrew? What have you been up to, my man?
Same thing, just a lot of working. Recently, me and my wife have been getting into a show called Alone, specifically the season Frozen, which is pretty crazy. If you guys haven't watched it, I don't know if you'll be into it. It's basically like people get dropped off in like the bare wilderness and they have to survive. And so it's kind of cool to see like the different styles that people focus on. Like some will focus on really like building
like Naked and Afraid.
Not really like, I mean, kind of, but that's like, I feel like that's more like dramatized. This is like survival, like man versus wild, but it's a competition. So typically like the season goes where everyone's trying to outlast each other and the goal is to make it to 100 days. But this season is different because they usually start right before winter kicks in. So they have time to like prepare for like the winter and like build their shelter and like get their food supply up. But this season they only have to survive for 50 days and they're starting in winter. So they don't have like any time to like prepare for it. They're just thrown right into it. So it's pretty crazy. But other than that, just preparing for a weekend. My wife's going out of town, so I'm going to be watching the kids. So it's going to be fun.
There you go, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good, dude. I think I've seen some of the trailers for that show.
It's pretty good.
Don't they have a season on Netflix?
They have like a season. I feel like they have a season on every streaming platform possible.
Yeah, my sister-in-law was telling me about it, and I watched one of the seasons where there's like a big dude. He's like burly. Looks like he has like looks like he would be in a heavy metal like death band kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And I thought he was going to do work, and then all of a sudden he was just like, "I gotta go home." And
that's the hard part. Is there's some people like dude. So his strategy was he put on a whole bunch of weight before the show, and was just like, "I'm gonna like starve myself out and like see if I can outlast everybody." So he like gained 30 or 40 pounds before the show started.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like they have all these different tactics on how to survive. So they have like a weekly check-in too, where they have to check like their vitals and make sure that nobody's not going to die or something.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times it gets down to like the last few weeks, and people are like literally starving themselves, and they have to get pulled off because they don't have enough nutrition going on.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy how like it's not until you're up against like. It's like I do this every day on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like I do this. This is how I live. And then all of a sudden you get on a TV show, and then it's like you fall apart. You know what I mean? Soft as a box of kittens.
Yeah, it's like crazy because like some of the guys are like super burly, super tough, and they like get in their minds and they like psych themselves up. Like there's this one guy who looks like you get a little bit of their background. He's like super outdoorsy. Like comfortable in the wilderness, and like all of a sudden he's like, I'm going home because I think there's a bear near me, and just like he's out, he calls it out. So it's a good time.
Matt, right now, you're in the middle of the woods scenario. You're in the middle of the woods in Northern California. What's the one thing that you want with you to make you? Do you think you could survive the longest with? Would you want a gun, fishing pole, knife? What would be your first thing, Matt?
I don't know. Just a tarp.
Tarp.
So somebody asked me this question, and they were
Tarp
like,
is very
"No,
versatile.
yeah, it's true." And I got asked this question one time in Northern California. You're stuck in the middle of the woods. Where would you want to go? And I was like, just give me a car with a full tank of gas, and I'll just drive at it. And they're like, I didn't think about that. And I was like, yeah, you got to come up with a better scenario, dude.
That's a good answer.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
I would have picked like some kind of lighter, like a way to start a fire. Like,
so there's
that
like
stuff's hard, man.
Dude, it is hard, man. There's like a test you can do.
Shaking his head.
I'll get the paperwork, and there's like a sheet, and then you're in a scenario, and like the Navy SEALs tell you what's the most important thing on the sheet, and you have to list it. And we did it for like a icebreaker at work, and I got second, and I was very impressed because I thought I was gonna get like damn near to the bottom, but yeah, there's some people who would like, I'd rather have the peanut butter than a flare gun or something. You know what I mean? And you're just,
it's just craziness.
Yeah,
I can 1000% start a fire without needing a lighter.
I mean, I'll take that bet.
Okay.
How long does he got?
I don't know if you could.
I'd probably be able to do it if I can. If I get like a little fire pit, I can probably do it right in front of you guys next week on Thursday.
We'll have to discuss this further. I would recommend doing it in your house because
that's
not ideal.
You have to remember that I prepared my entire life for Survivor specifically, because I ever get the call, and starting fire was like the number one thing you have to be ready for in that game. So I can start a fire. Everything else, I don't know. Fire, I can start a fire.
Start a fire. You can fend off a lion attack. What can't you?
I've seen you fight a lion with
you're taking my words out of context. I said I could win in a fight with a lion, not fend off a lion. Fend off means I barely survived and scraped by. Winning means you should see the other guy.
And you're clearly winning.
So going back to the Lone series, how many episodes are you in? With your wife?
I don't know, a bunch, maybe like 5.
So one of the questions that I was going to bring up to you guys today, because there's a show that I'm starting to watch. It's on Netflix. It is an anime. It's called Baki, and there's certain characters in the show that you kind of fall in love with, and you want to know more of like their backstory, or you see a villain and you want to know the villain's backstory. In that show, is there anybody that's like that? Like, man, I want to know more about this dude, or I wish they would just stay on that guy. Or is it like as a whole, it's entertaining?
It depends. There are some characters that are just kind of like weird, and so you're like, all right, let's push through this because I'm tired of this guy. Right. Like every time he runs into a tree, he's like, get out of my hair. Like some guys are weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Some of the people that stick around are the ones that you don't anticipate to stick around, and like some of the people that you think are tough aren't tough. And so for me, like the thing that really catches my attention is just the different styles that they have to survive. Like some people will make like burrows in the ground and then like have like a fire going on under there. Some of them like build like full on like cottages.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
It's crazy.
What about you, Matt? Has there ever been a show or like a movie that you've watched where you're just like, man, I want more of this one character or like this one plot line? Has there been anything like that?
I mean,
I know it's putting you on the spot, man, but
that like, I mean, there's been times where like I've wanted like a second season, like now, like Invincible, for example. Like I didn't want to wait a year for, because that was a damn good show. Yeah. But there's that. I mean, I like that scenario, but then I don't know, I think most characters the reason why I take things in its entirety. You guys know that already. So I think the reason why I like certain characters is because they have a beginning, middle, and end. And as long as there's a justified ending or whatever, then the character is good to me. I
get that.
So that's how I would say like a character I really loved. Like I don't really mind if they go away. because their story is completed. That's why I love them in the first place. But with that being said, there are definitely like gaps of things that I want filled out with characters that I don't know about. Like I talk about all the time. There's no reason why there shouldn't be a Marauders movie for Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
Yeah,
reason
that's
for it.
top of the
There's
list.
there's no reason why there shouldn't be a Hogwarts like beginning of
Founders.
Hogwarts. Yeah, Founders movie.
Mm,
There's no reason why there shouldn't be a Peaky Blinders season 7. There's no reason why they're like stuff like that. Just like filler stuff that's like that's right there. Take the opportunity and take it. Instead of giving us
fruit.
Instead of giving us these fantastic beasts that we don't know where we're going with.
So do you prefer them to give you a continuation of a story?
Oh wait, Newt, that's perfect.
Oh
Newt.
yeah, that's actually real. I didn't even think about that. That's a
Newt
good
is my
one.
guy. I tell Andrew all the time, Newt. There's no reason why Newt should not be in Harry Potter. So there's my guy that you're referring to.
Yeah, that's a
the
good
guy
one.
that I wish the story kept going was Newt.
Yeah, I just think that sometimes I get upset at movies and TV shows when they have a great story and they're just like, we don't know where this is going to go, so let's give them a prequel. And you're just like, dog, I'm appreciative of more content, but like continue the story. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like movies do that where it's just like nobody wants this. You know what I mean? Like continue the story. Like Matt, how would you feel right now if they did a prequel to the Peaky Blinders when Thomas Shelby was 13? Would you want to watch that?
If it's not based around him, yes.
Yeah, see, that's to me, it's like, oh, it's cool, it's the Peaky Blinders, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I really want to see that, you know?
Like who's the guy in the first? I don't know the guy's name in the first season that Tommy first takes over from.
Yeah.
Posh dude. If the show was about that guy and Tommy was just in it because that guy run that city, that to me would be cool. Because in the instance of Peaky Blinders specifically, the show is about his come up.
Yeah.
So like if he's 13, there's nothing additive there to Tommy's story specifically. But it'd be a cool thing to see him and his father and how his father was like a drunkard that would beat them while that other guy is going through his story, which would eventually lead to Tommy, beating that other guy, which would be like, that'd be cool. Like they're doing it pretty good with Power in the Book of Isaiah. Like Power is really good, and they had a continuity spinoff that was the Book of Isaiah, and it doesn't have to do with like Ghost or forgot the white dude's name, but it has to do with Isaiah. And he's in the same world of the same frame of when they're coming up. And so it adds to Isaiah's story when it comes into, or like Better Call Saul is another good example of like, it adds into Breaking Bad without having to bring Breaking Bad characters directly in it.
Yeah. See, I respect that more than just giving us this like random prequel that like, you know what I mean? Like the thing's already laid out for you. You just got to connect the dots. But yeah, I feel you on that one. What about you, Andrew? Is there anything like that pops into your head, that little tiny brain of yours that comes up with
I think it depends on the story. Like if it feels like not everything's been resolved, I'll want like more. Or if it's like a really good story, like I'll want more. But I think I'm with both of you. Like if it doesn't need anything from adding on, or why do it? Like for me, I can tell when a movie's trying to be like a cash grab versus like, oh, this is like the story.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
A great example is.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say a great example is the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes prequel thing. Like nobody asked for that. Nobody wanted that. Nobody went and saw it. Don't waste the money and put that money somewhere else.
Yeah, that was terrible.
They
were like toys, t-shirts. Like it just, they were trying to milk that for every penny.
Those
pretty sure they got it.
Good.
Like, no, man, not even good.
Why?
Yeah.
The G.I. Joe films?
Yeah.
No, they weren't that bad until The Rock got involved.
Okay, that's the second one.
Wait, so the Rock got involved in that one too?
No, Snake Eyes? No. I don't think so.
No, Snake Eyes I thought was a prequel.
When Channing Tatum was in it, it was good. Is what I'm trying to say.
Did he die like in the first 5 minutes of the second one, and then
because of Swallow? Yeah. No, he died. The first movie, those 5 minutes were peak G.I. Joe. That's all I'm saying. I don't like when they make like new stuff that like kind of, I don't know if messes up is the word, but like there's like a definitive ending to something, and and then like 10 years later, like I mean,
Spider-Man 3. when they're like,
No.
it was no. Think about it. Like that part where they talk about Sandman being the actual guy that kills Ben Parker.
Not what I
Like,
meant.
That's not what you meant.
Not
where
what I
they
meant.
added something that didn't need to be added
No.
for no reason.
See, if my thought would come through before you start piping up,
Daddy!
maybe you understand what I'm trying to say here.
Roast them.
I don't like when they make new movies that conflict with the ending of older movies, a la Star Wars. As much as I love this last set of sequels, Skywalker's like the last three movies aren't bad in my opinion, but they do step on the importance of the first three movies.
6 movies.
So like that's the stuff I don't like. Like, and then we get into like Kenobi, for example. Like it's just as cool as it's going to be to kind of fill in the gaps there. We know at the end of the day what his story is, and it's my biggest complaint with mainly Star Wars, but with like that and like them thinking about doing the Cursed Child for Harry Potter is like I don't need you guys to stomp over the importance of the last thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like there's a way to do that without stomping over the importance, which is like Ahsoka, for example, post Empire. Like that's a good way to like not step on what Luke did, but have an original piece still that's going to like further along the story in the timeline.
Right.
Yeah. So Andrew, what do you think about lore when it comes to it? Do you think that like them giving us an Ahsoka story is going to take away from the lore of like Ahsoka, of like the legend of her? Because now we're actually going to know what she's doing, and like the mystery of her is going to be kind of gone.
I think Ahsoka is probably not a great example for it because that's like a Dave Filoni child. And so I think he feels like he hasn't told the full story. But I think like back to the root of your question, like lore, I think there is a place for lore, but I think lore can be one of the most divisive things of whether it's a video game or a movie, TV show, just because that sparks a lot of, well, I want this to happen. And then when it doesn't happen, you're upset. And well, that doesn't fit what the lore is, but it's lore versus what the canon is. And it can be divisive if not dealt with properly.
Yeah. Canon matters first. Lore is just nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always like when I talk about Star Wars with Steven specifically, it's always like, is it canonical? Like I know what the lore is. Is it canonical to what Disney has it? That's like where it gets like sticky because like you have expectations of this thing, but then like canonically speaking, it hasn't existed yet. Like Revan's a good example. Like canonically, Revan hasn't been heard of except for like the few times he was in the comics now, and all we know is that he was a flip-flopping Jedi Sith.
Mm-hmm.
But like his actual backstory, although it's very much established throughout all of lore, it's not established canonically. So like that to me, like what happens is when we have a Revan film eventually, and we will, I guarantee we will. Kathleen Kennedy's out of there. People are going to go with the tradition of having this crazy lore story that he already has, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be something different. But at the end of the day, it's still Revan.
Then they'll be upset that it's different. Even though it's like, do you want to see the same story, or would you rather see something new?
I think the core components should be there though. Like if he's not a flip-flopping Horus user, then that's not Revan. Mm-hmm. That's a core component. But
you kind of have to have the flip-flop, just for that character. You have to.
What about memory wipe?
I hate that. I hate when they do that stuff.
But that's like a big component of him is he lost his memory and didn't know that he was a Sith Lord.
Bad guy or yeah. But I could see if they do it in a certain way. I don't want them to be like he just woke up or they captured him and wiped his memory. That'd be cheesy.
I think it'd be cool if he was like a Dooku that worked out. like how cool is Count Dooku for just following the Force?
Fire.
Yeah, but like how cool like Dooku actually. Like,
that'd be sick.
Ended up like working out, not necessarily like being a Sith or a Jedi, but ended up like just playing both sides.
The will of the Force leads him one way, then
those
leads
are two
him back.
Qui-Gon and Dooku. Like I think people desire to see that, which is why they love to see the turn of Dooku in Tales of the Jedi, is because like you just understood that he was following the will of the Force, but like with Revan, if he's just a guy that just goes with the flow and is able to just like mop everybody, because that's what he does at the end of the day. That'd be like a successful Dooku story. Someone that like Dooku and Qui-Gon looked up to do it this way, but they just couldn't do it because Revan is better at it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. So I got a question. I'm gonna ask Andrew first because I know Matt has a soft spot for this character. So I want to see how, or if he agrees with Andrew or disagrees and tries to, come at us.
He's probably gonna come at
Andrew,
us.
how do you feel? Okay, so I was reading about the new Spider-Man video game coming out, and there's a lot of people, Twitter, IGN, Game Rant. There's a lot of stuff going on with people kind of getting upset at the storyline, calling it sloppy writing. I know the game isn't out yet, but people are already like, dude, give us something new. Stop leaning on the symbiote black suit. We know he's going to go evil. Miles is going to have to fight him a little bit, and then we get Venom. Do you think it is a sloppy writing? Do you think it's sloppy writing, or do you think it's grasping to what people know and love? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think it's sloppy writing. I think there's a couple different factors that go into it. Again, big IP like Spider-Man, Star Wars, it's almost to the point where there's not really a great way to make everybody happy, because there's going to be like the comic book fans who want it like specific to the comic books. There's going to be obviously your new fans or younger generation that doesn't really know. So they're like, cool, I'm game with whatever they throw at us. And then there's the kind of like in-betweeners that are like, I just want the game to be good. So in terms of the writing, I think as a writer, and again, it goes for movies, TV, video game, you have to find that balance where you're giving enough fan service without like spoon feeding it, enough original to try to balance it out. And that's a hard game. Like, you got to juggle all that. And honestly, like, being a consumer, we get the easy job of being like, well, I would have done it this way and it would have been perfect. But guess what? That's only one point of view. That's your point of view.
Yeah. That's true.
Are you trying to make one person, aka yourself, excited with what you're writing? Or are you trying to write for multiple different generations, multiple different types of fans, trying to get new fans? Like, there's a lot of different things that go into it. Yeah. So I don't classify it as sloppy writing. I think it's challenging. For me, I think it's good when they, to Matt's point, they stay to the core of what the character or the storyline is, but give us something new. Again, hard to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Being a writer is probably the hardest thing out there, because there's a lot of stuff out there. He's shaking his head.
Well, I to be honest with you, I thought you were going to go a different route when I was thinking about this question this morning. I was like, man, Andrew's going to be like, dude, come up with some new stuff. But I did not expect you to say what you said. So I want to know what Matt's going to say. Mm-hmm. So what do you got on this, Matt?
Here it comes.
You didn't say anything negative about the beloved Spider-Man, so I have nothing to say, I have nothing to freak out about. But is it lazy writing? No, I think the core component is there, Peter. That you can't have this. Okay, so the thing is, you can't have the suit make like Eddie evil if it doesn't make someone else evil. Then the parasitic relationship isn't there anymore, so it doesn't make sense at that point in time. So you have to give Peter some kind of like angry evilness. But I think where they're making it different is that this is the first time Miles saves him.
Both of them.
No, this is the Miles saves him. Period. So. Yeah. The thing hanging over Miles' head before, like in the comic verse, is that I didn't get to save Peter. I had the ability to, but I never got to do it. I just didn't. Yeah. I stood by and watched. Mm-hmm. You hear that, Kel? Miles, I'm not going to say why I'm pointing you out specifically, but Miles stood by and watched while Peter fought. I'm just saying. All right. Anyways, so Miles stood by and watched and just let Peter die. I think the difference here is that he's going to have that instead of like Peter being the one to save Miles, it's the reverse now where Miles saves Peter. But there's going to be a lot of confliction for Miles specifically because his fatherly figure issue that we just saw in the first game, and now this Peter immediately takes over that role for him, and now if Peter if Peter also turns on him, it's going to be devastating as well. Mm-hmm. He's going to feel isolated and alone, which I think is going to be great. But at the end of the day, he's going to save Peter, which is like a big turn of Miles's story. To me, this adds more depth to what happened in the first. If you take it as an entire complete story, which you should, it's continue right where it left off pretty much. But the symbiote thing, the only reason like you can't have a symbiote suit on Peter without him turning evil because that's just what the symbiote does.
Mhm.
It can go on anybody and he would
Just
turn them
amplifies the
parasitical and
dark,
evil.
the dark attributes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
No,
pretty. That's a good point.
And
didn't
plus,
think
I
about
mean-
that, Miles.
Seeing the good guy sway and go a little bit dark, like
Yeah,
we all kind of like to see that, like. But the redemption
Yeah.
of having Miles step in, I think that's a good touch.
I didn't even think about Miles, to be honest with you. That is kind of the fan service there, spoon feeding, like Andrew was saying, giving us what we wanted. We wanted to see Peter and Miles at the end of the day, but them trying to keep the story going with two Spider-Mans, that's pretty hard, dude. You know, like that's when it's one character, you can just focus on one storyline, but now you have Miles, Peter, the Hunter, and you have Venom. They're gonna have to mesh all that in to I don't know how long of a game it is, but I hope it's good.
I
hope
think when they
drop the ball on this.
when they melt Peter and Miles together with this whole Venom, like Miles fighting Peter, it eliminates a big issue, which is like having to focus on two different stories developing because they develop synonymously now because it's the same thing happening to both of them from different points of view. I think if there is going to be a 3, I guess a 4 or whatever it'd be, they're going to have a hard time figuring out how to like continue that character growth for both of them because it's just difficult. Like when you step out of one into the other is like GTA 5, GTA 5, dang 5 still, GTA 5. Like when you're most people would play it as one person until they had to switch to like Franklin or Michael, because it's more immersive, just going straight through with one story. And then when it takes you out of like, I just loved Franklin, so like I wanted to be Franklin the whole time. So like when I had the Michael stuff happen, I was like, this is like the part of the story I get. Eventually, them 3 are going to meet, but like, I want to go back to Franklin. I like Franklin's story better. So they eliminate that by having them be the same story together, just parallel from each other.
That makes sense. So that kind of leads me into another, I think is lazy writing because no one is calling for her. Nobody, for me, I'm not calling for her. I don't know about Andrew or Matt, and I hope they somewhat feel the same. I think there's other stories they could go down. Wonder Woman is getting pretty much announced, but not announced. They're saying it. Matt was dropping some articles this morning about Wonder Woman. You want to elaborate on that, Matt, and tell us what James Gunn is doing with your girl?
The thing is, we don't know. So, there was a article that came out, or like a post, I guess, that came out where she said that she's under the assumption they're still going to continue on, and that per the meeting that Safran and Gunn had, that she's like they're going to continue Wonder Woman 3 and it's in development. Those are her words.
Yeah.
Her words came out again today saying that they had a meeting with Safran and Gunn and that they had told her, quote unquote, you're in good hands. Wonder Woman's in good hands. We're going to go ahead and do Wonder Woman 3. So then fast forward to a few hours later, Variety, who is like it's on the Vogue of like movies. They don't really get things wrong usually. And they verify a lot of different sources before they put anything out. They had said that they're not moving forward with Wonder Woman 3. But then, with that happening, people dug up some James Gunn screenshots. And in the screenshot, he said, we did not let Gail go. And then another one, he says, we met with her weeks ago. But has not confirmed Wonder Woman 3 at the same time. So, I don't know what's happening with this character. If I had to guess, like there is a middle ground here people aren't really thinking about. There is an Amazonian TV show coming out. She could very well show up in there a couple times, and that could be her in good hands thing. Where hey, you can still be Wonder Woman, but we're not doing a Wonder Woman 3 film. I think both could be true. I think she might have misinterpreted. Hey, you're in good hands. We're going to keep you with Wonder Woman 3 is coming out. And I think it could be both. I think, no, that movie is not being done because we've seen enough of her character in a solo light. But yes, you will be returning as Wonder Woman whenever we have these team ups because we think you're a good Wonder Woman.
So. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that we need a Wonder Woman 3. Like, where do you go with that? Especially like with the universe getting overhauled. I think this could be a good opportunity for her to show up here and there but I don't know. I don't think we don't need a Wonder Woman 3. Like,
Yeah.
even the second one was good, but like, did we need it?
No, I don't think we did, to be honest with you.
I think it kind of ties back into our last conversation of like the filler
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it
I thought
wasn't.
the premise was cool. I thought the premise of the movie was cool, but did we need it?
I think if it's a good movie, you guys are saying, do we need it as if we need any other, like we don't need any superhero sequels.
No, but what I'm saying, like advancing the plot of the universe, it didn't really like advance anything.
But we don't. It did not. Everything after that movie has been canceled and let go of. We don't know that.
Yeah,
But didn't that movie take place before everything?
1884.
Yeah, so it's like
no Wonder Woman 2.
Sorry, 1984.
Yeah, like why would you make a movie about like is that her? It's not even her origin movie. They made, you know, it's just weird. Like to me, it was a weird time. Like I don't know why they picked that time frame. It's weird, but I enjoyed the fight scenes. I thought the mall scene was cool. I thought it was cool premise. I thought like the mind control had a very comic book kind of feel. I just didn't think it was necessary. Yeah, Pedro saved that movie.
Yeah, but it's like saying it's like going into the first movie of Phase 3 and saying, and then it ends. You're like, well, that didn't make any sense. Of course it didn't. We didn't see the rest of the phase. Like,
true. I get that. So we have in here what Matt say, a unique African American protagonist.
Not me. I did not say that.
Yeah. Not
very clear on that.
Yeah.
Let's call them by their screen names here.
Oh, my bad. So what in the DCU right now, what other characters would you actually rather see get a chance on the big screen than
I've already said
another Wonder Woman?
Give me a Lobo and Zatanna movie, man. I've already said it. I'm sick of this stupid brute force stuff that we've been seeing of like everything DCU. Like, give me a mystical movie, please, for all things holy. I don't care if it's Constantine. Give me Constantine. Give me Zatanna, or give me Lobo.
Constantine, take my money. I will get an AMC membership for it. You throw a Constantine, give Keanu Reeves Part 2, or put him in it. I would. Yes, let's do this. I love Constantine. A good Teen Titans would be dope. I would love Teen Titans.
Not movie. Cool. A movie? No, you're crazy. That's too many characters to flesh out.
No, I would love to see a Teen Titans, but after the world is already developed. Like, give us this, because I don't want a Teen Titans movie and be like, who the hell is Robin? Like, we don't even have a Batman. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. If you can get the DCU up and running and have that momentum, I would love to see a AAA Teen Titans. That would be fire. But to do it right now,
I need a show. And Titans was on its way. I'm telling you, that show was picking up.
It was, dude.
Cut.
How was that?
Cut. It's prime.
It's the new moniker.
Yeah, there's something. So we're talking about movies. We've talked about a couple video games. We've talked about a couple shows. That's one I wanted to bring up next to after this topic. I wanted to play a game with my son the other day, and I downloaded it. I played it again, and it just didn't hit like it did when I originally played it. That game was called Left 4 Dead. I don't know if you guys ever played Left 4 Dead, but it's about 4 people killing zombies. That's pretty much it. Get to the end. That's the game. I love the game. I played hours upon hours of playing it, but when I went back and played it again, it just didn't taste the same. It didn't hit the same, and I kind of put it back on the shelf. I know, Andrew, you're scratching your head because I know there's a game out there that you've gone back and played, and it wasn't the same. Let me know what that game is, or is there a game for you, or you just don't strike out and everything you touch is gold?
It goes back. I'm trying to think. Like,
what do you think? Let me just tell you mine. It's gonna break some souls out there, especially being the FPS player that I am. I played GoldenEye like 2 weeks ago. My goodness, what a stink fest it is now.
That's blasphemy. Do you think that?
It's online.
Crashing on the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying?
Odd Job ain't even that good to use anymore, bro.
Yeah.
So
Did they make the boxes smaller so now you can see them, or what?
I don't know.
Because that was
I'm
the
on
thing you could hide.
I'm on the Switch and it's remastered. Is all I know.
Oh, that's true.
Look,
Never-
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Little big.
Don't
man.
it's. I'm pretty sure it's free too with like
Good game.
the Nintendo Plus like Game Boy Advance one or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Don't even waste the storage space.
Not worth it.
Don't even waste the storage space. It hurts my soul to say. And let me caveat that by saying, every Call of Duty since Black Ops 4, I felt that way about. It's not Call of
don't
Duty.
say that. Don't say that.
I haven't played
Dude.
Call of Duty in 6 years. I played an FPS game called Call of Duty. It's not Call of Duty though.
No. What about all right, Andrew? That gave you plenty of time. Max, you probably go on another
honestly,
rant for 20 minutes about
I
this.
can't think of any like that. I'm like, oh, that used to be way more fun.
Yeah, Rocket League before Epic took over. How about that?
I mean, it's still the same game though.
Yeah, you think so? I mean,
It
it's
just-
come on anymore for a reason.
Yes. I mean, that's
Green
still the,
dude. Death Jam was the shits, dude. I used to play as Ludacris and just that game was a classic.
Bro, did anyone else ever have a hard time beating Fat Joe?
Everybody did.
Dude, Fat Joe
pretty sure
was
everybody-
impossible, bro.
Everybody broke at least one controller fighting Fat Joe. Dude,
In
you know
that, in that
what
pit with the boxes.
Dude, what game I went back? This is a couple years back. I think I was at your mom's house when we were still living in Yuma. I bought NBA Jam, and me and Joey were playing NBA Jam. That game's trash, dude. Like, all you have to do is stand 2 feet in front of the rim and just steal the ball every time. I literally,
shakalaka.
dude, he's heating up. No, you're just mashing the buttons and knocking me down. I was
Yeah.
so pissed, dude. I was trying to keep it together by not getting mad at Joey for just standing in front of the rim jumping, and then I was like, I'm jumping in front of the rim. I don't even
Dude,
care.
and Joey does this thing where like he finds one thing and it's like broken about the game and latches onto it. So like there was back in like NBA 2K 12 through like 15 or 16, the 3-point shot was broken. Like you're draining it either way. It doesn't even matter who it is. Yeah, exactly. So like he would do that. I'd play actual like, Popovich basketball because Kel taught me well on 2K. No, I'm serious. One time I was doing what Joey did, got washed by Kel. Kel just mopped me. And he's like, "You're not even playing the game like basketball's supposed to be played." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but you only beat me by 10 points." He's like, "Yeah, but I beat you." And then he beat me like 10 more times. And I was like, "All right, show me how to play." And then we played rotational Spurs basketball. So, when the 3-point shot wasn't broken anymore, and Joey couldn't spam it, he just stopped playing the game altogether because he's like, I'm done with this game. So,
dude, I hated that, dude. Like, I hated when people play as Liu Kang when we play Mortal Kombat, and all they do is crouch down and do the kick. I was like, dude, play the game. Dude, I would get raided and just jump behind him and punch him, jump behind him, just to counteract it. It used to piss me off, but all right, Andrew.
The only thing I can think of is just like the feel of playing like the Call of Duty Zombies for the first time. Like they came out with so many, but like the first World at War Zombies was like so thrilling. I remember being like jumpy when they like popped through and you're not expecting them. And then it just kind of got like overdone, but I don't know if that really counts, but it's kind of like you chase after that feeling of the first time you're playing and you just never really get it.
Yeah. Like,
just hold on tight for next year.
Did you know it was coming? Like when you played Zombies for the first time? Did you know it was coming?
I played through the campagn and I was like, what is this at the end?
Yeah, I got up because like the credits were going and got up, went to brush my teeth, and I was going ready to get ready for bed. And I looked over and I just saw something walking. I was like, what the hell is this? I beat the first round.
At you.
Called my buddy and I was like, dude, you got to get back on. We played until we had to go to work the next day. It was crazy.
Worst game mode that's come out in Call of Duty.
No way.
It's because you were born when it came out. That's why year one you didn't experience it.
Extinction was a.
Its peak wasn't even the game they came out with.
It had a good opportunity, but poor execution.
It did. I just think Ghost was just a bad. It was in between consoles. It just didn't hit the same. I still love the game mode. It was fun beating it. It was amazing. I didn't buy the DLC, but it was pretty fun. But yeah, it sucks, man, because I have a whole bunch of like great ideas. Games I want to play with my boys. I bet you have the same thing, Andrew. Man, and that you're gonna go back. And my boys were just like, Dad, what is this? This is dumb. And I can't wait for Little T. If you don't know who Little T is, you're not cool enough to know. I cannot wait for him. Hopefully he's old enough when they remaster Black Ops 4. And then Matt's just so excited to show him. And T's like, Dad, this is straight trash, dude.
I say, sit down. Let me show you something real quick, my boy.
The first game was trash. This one's even more trash.
He's like, Dad, it sucks. And he's just going to like drop the controller and walk away. By that time, Tiago will have the Quest 15 and he'll just like put an Iron Man suit on. And then, you know what I mean? It's just going to be intense. That'd be tight. Remaster BO4. No. Shit. Yeah, it needs to get remastered. Game's trash, dude. Nah, I'm just kidding. I've never played BO4.
That game actually is. That's probably the best Call of Duty in the last like 10 years.
I don't know about all that, but it looks super fun.
It definitively.
I don't know. Black Ops 3 is still within 10 years.
It is not better than BO4.
Black Ops 3 is the number one selling, right? The number one selling Call of Duty. Yeah, I think it is. I think Black Ops and then
MW2 is.
I don't know about that one. Let me double check it.
Fact checking.
Like this MW2 is.
This new one?
Yes. It was Modern Warfare 29. That's the reason why this system is in place still. MW19 was the highest selling Call of Duty of all time. Then Vanguard sucked, but then they went back to the roots of MW2.
Mm-hmm. Vanguard was Sledgehammer, right?
Yeah, and this year's Sledgehammer as well. But from what they're saying, it's just going to be a reskin of the current game. Like everything even transfers over. That's how like much of a reskin it is.
So Black Ops 1 or the original Black Ops sold 30.99 million copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2011 sold 30.97. Black Ops 2 in 2012 sold 29.59. Then Ghost, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2 2009. When did this come out? Because this is showing me as of 2019. So this is not accurate.
These are units too. It's not money.
It's like actual games.
Yeah. Yeah, units sold. Yeah. So there's like multiple sites saying the original first Black Ops is.
Yeah, it's because it's because units. They're gonna be units always. The old ones are gonna always be units.
It's hard to say too because of how many people didn't buy Modern Warfare 2 but played Warzone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it's gonna be a little hard to get an accurate number, but
just dollar amount. If you just do dollar amount, it's easily MW19, if not MW2.
So Matt's the Call of Duty guy on here. Like, I love Call of Duty, but Matt's into Call of Duty. What do you think about the big controversy right now? People are getting Call of Duty, like people are already starting to say that they're going to come into an issue with moving over skins and moving over camos. A lot of people are saying it's going to be a lot for them to do right off the bat. Do you think they do it day one, or do you think it goes when Warzone drops? That's when everything.
I think they're giving Sledgehammer too much credit than what the game's going to be. It's literally going to be a giant update to the game they already have downloaded. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I know that is because if you go to Battle.net's like loader, it says Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty like old school, but then for this game it just has Call of Duty. So I know for a fact they're just going to have the same launcher, like the same exact thing with a giant update like Overwatch 2 had, and that's going to be it. So the infrastructure is going to, like, we're literally going to spawn in, it's going to be the same game. I'm telling you, outside of like new maps and stuff. Like, we're not going to change the infrastructure. It won't be a whole new download. So like the onboarding process,
but you still pay for it, right?
Yeah, of course. And I'm paying for it. But the and even if like you look over to the overhaul it took from going to what's it called? The first Warzone, where it was Infinity Ward, to the next one where it was Treyarch and all the guns carried over. There was no turnover time for that. It happened instantaneously. So I think like they're correct if it was going to be a whole brand new game, like a whole new download. But I think it's going to really just be a reskin of the current game with some extra features like mini map, dead silence, that kind of stuff. Like it's going to be game changing features that will make the game play very different. Like Dead Silence being added in is already a big difference. But also red dots in the minimap is also a big difference. Those two things alone are going to change the game and how it feels, but it's going to be the same otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now,
I think
Dead Silence coming in, a lot of you people think you're good at this game, you realize you guys are awful. Dead Silence and slide canceling and mini maps, those are big skill gap additions. So all you D-gens who think you're really good at the game, I'm coming for you next season. I'm gonna mop you and show you how bad you really are. Because there's no skill gap in this game, 0 whatsoever.
That everybody can just pick up sticks and get at it, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm not gonna lie, I've really been enjoying the last couple of maps that this Call of Duty's dropped.
They've been good.
Really good, dude. They've been really good. I do like the movement. Yeah, it's a little on the way out, but I'm respecting it. I'm liking it. And you know what I started playing? I started playing Call of Duty Mobile. Me and my son been going back and forth with Call of Duty Mobile.
Dude, if you're a Call of Duty
purist,
so
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's kind of hard because I play on a Kishi, so it's like I have like a controller, and I just mollywop the hell out of everybody. But it's actually really good gunfights. The movement's really good. I'm kind of enjoying it, but yeah. So my biggest concern with Call of Duty is one, where are they going to go with the esport portion of it? Because I know Treyarch. Everybody's been saying Treyarch really takes care of the esports.
They do.
They do. They give them really good maps. The hard part is that the esport maps don't translate good. They don't translate well to the average player because the average player wants to lay down and snipe, or they want to just not get aggressive. So, but at this point,
you mean not next year, not this year.
Not this year. This year is really
because MW3 is not Treyarch. It's Sledgehammer still. Treyarch is next year. It's like calendar year.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to more for esport. Yeah, for esport because they do a really good job with maps. It's weird. The standard maps that kind of came with the game, there's only a couple maps that I like. But then with these new add-ons, I've been actually liking the new maps more than the maps that actually came with the game. But yeah, dude, I'm liking it now in this little gap right before the new game comes out. So with them adding Makarov in it, yeah, the last little for us to buy the next one. I'm probably going to buy the next one because I am just a Call of Duty person. I have to buy it. But I've been playing the shit out of Apex. I know Matt has been playing Apex.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Apex with my son. I played on a little bit before I got on. My son will not let it go that he got 7 kills and I only got 2. Tells everybody you get a chance to talk to him. He'll tell everybody the time he wiped 2 teams by himself. My dad didn't help. Shit like that pisses me off. I can't wait for him to get older, dude, so I can But I think Apex is a lot of pro COD players moving over to Apex playing. It's kind of fun again. It's getting people into it a little more competitive instead of sweats just wiping everybody. It's been fun. Injuries or anything you're looking forward to coming out game wise?
No, I was having the thought, like, I've seen a couple articles that are talking about kind of the decline or the death of VR. Just kind of its time's passed and now everything's going to like the DMZ kind of drop in, extract, loot. I just feel like there's got to be, I don't know. Personally, I'm not like huge into that Tarkov style. But like,
yeah, we know.
What
this is your scope of gaming that you like. It's Nintendo games because you're a Nintendo fanboy and Rocket League.
And look, there's Rocket League.
So we take your I'm not interested in this game with a grain of salt because there's no game you're interested in except for Rocket League and Nintendo. And when it's Nintendo, it has to be Zelda specifically.
I do like my Zelda games.
He's like, I can't wait for Zelda to do a crossover with Rocket League, and then just get everything in one game.
Dude, Andrew might become like just a straight degenerate after that. If that ever happened.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Andrew, you give me one game right here between Call of Duty. I know you're gonna shit on Fortnite, but I'm throwing it in there. Fortnite and Apex. If somebody told you that you had to play a shooter with somebody and you really get into it, which one of those three, the big three, would you go after?
I'd probably go with Call of Duty, just versatility. Like it's you have different game modes. Apex, like you have your battle royale. Fortnite would be probably like a close second because of their creative stuff is pretty cool. But I don't know if I would necessarily play it like in the first person like game. But I mean, at least with Call of Duty, you got a campaign. So if you're wanting to play by yourself and not like have to sweat, I'm down with that. If you're looking for a story,
The sweating part or playing the game?
playing the game without having to sweat.
Okay, gotcha.
They have the battle royale. Again, I probably wouldn't do a whole lot of the DMZ stuff just because again, it's not really like my cup of tea. But there's been, I mean, Matt can attest. Like I've been on the grind for multiplayer. It's been a long time, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Ops.
Okay,
Black
I'm
Ops 3.
gonna
Black Ops
pause you
4
there.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, what game did he grind on, and how long did he play for?
I'd say the only game I don't know why he said Black Ops 4. No, he didn't.
I
Black
did
Ops
play
3.
Black Ops 4.
Black Ops, no, grinded. You played Overwatch as well for about 2 seconds and put it away. So you could say you played any game in that situation.
It's Overwatch, dude. Everybody did that.
First off, watch your mouth. All right. Second off, he did grind Black Ops 3. That I will give him. Like he got guns that were gold that I would never even touch,
Got some diamonds too.
like the Shiva. And at that time,
Took forever.
at that time I was a noob in Call of Duty, so I played hardcore. You hear me, people out there? If you play hardcore, you suck at the game. Be very clear about that. I can tell you
Play
why.
hardcore,
That's a different story
you
for a
get
different
hardcore.
day. If you play hardcore, you're cheeks, and I will wash you. Anyways,
Damn,
so
what's all this
Andrew
in the
getting
cheeks?
a semi-automatic weapon on hardcore with the gold is actually pretty nuts if you think about it.
Dude,
like-
it took me a
especially-
solid month.
Especially
a
with the
solid 30
headshots.
days.
Like you know how hard it is to get a headshot in hardcore?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It's
intense.
crazy. Yeah. But
Yeah,
But
that's the last
honestly,
game we
like,
grinded is Call of Duty.
yeah,
is
like
game.
and again, that game was so fun, and like the grind to get diamond, it was fun. Like the achievements were all different enough where it felt like you were changing them out and having to do weapons. And like the new stuff, like I feel like the blueprint system, it doesn't appeal to me. Like,
You can still grind for camos.
yeah, but I could grind for camos, or I could just pay and get the blueprint that I want.
So talking about
Yeah,
blueprints,
different.
I think that's the downfall of Apex. I think the downfall of Apex is with the abilities of each character that you could just buy them, and that the fact that you can grind for about 2 months and unlock 1 or 2 characters. I just feel like that is Apex's downfall, where it's like, oh, I just got to get who's in meta and, well, I guess Call of Duty and blueprints, but and run that character. But I think Apex, man, I think they need to do something better to unlock these characters, because it's just, grinding ain't the same anymore. But yeah, because you can just open up your wallet. But the down,
Or who you're playing against can open up their wallet, and that's
true. That is true.
I would
Yeah,
I would say, and you guys might disagree. Andrew, you don't even know. Steve might disagree. I don't think any of the 3 games you're talking about, any of them, Fortnite, any of the BRs, the major ones, and then Call of Duty, there are weapons to buy, but it's not pay to win. You can definitely still hold your own with any character in Apex. So like there's no competitive edge to that. All it is you have a really cool skin that I don't have, and you got the attachment
that's what I'm
faster
talking.
than I did.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily talking about the pay to win side of it, but the desire to grind. For me, at least, it's not there because I could just buy the skin. It might not be like the diamond unlock skin,
Which is
but
the big thing.
yeah, but
That's the point.
am I gonna rock that when there's a cool camo that I can buy?
See, that's why you haven't played Call of Duty this year. The skin that you buy, the blueprint you buy, is a spray paint over the skin or camo you have on your gun. So if I get a platinum camo, I can put it on my gun, and then the blueprint I buy is like a sticker over the top of that, so you still see the platinum showing.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both ways. So like if you buy a gun that you're at level 1 and you buy the gun and it has an attachment, you can use that attachment on that gun. But you can't do any modifications to it. So if it gives you this ridiculously big reticle, you have to use that reticle. You can't remove it
Yeah, you can't
until
take it off.
You can't take it off. If you take it off, it makes the gun kind of not meta. You know what I mean? The gun gets untuned, they say. But there is skins you can buy that help you do win in DMZ. You can buy skins that give you a gas mask, so you start automatically with the gas mask instead of having to find one. But that's not making it break. DMZ is cool, but there's no.
The player base is infinitely small. Yeah.
No, not even the fact that it's bare. It is tiny, but there's no benefit. The only benefit there is, Andrew, to the whole DMZ world in Call of Duty is instead of earning that gun, you can just extract with that gun and you unlock it, and then you can use that gun.
The gun's good for like a week, and then they nerf the hell out of it.
Yeah, then they nerf the hell out of it just to get people to play DMZ. There's no like, oh my god, you extracted with the gold backpack, or now you have this thing. It's just a backpack. Like it's kind of pointless, to be honest with you. Like when you played the Division and you extracted with like that loot crate. I don't know if you ever played the Division. There was a spot where the DMZ where you can go in and get like very rare loot to play the game with, and you had a penalty if you died, you lost everything. You lose your stuff in DMZ, but you just have to wait like an hour and you get it all back. You know, like so there's not really a downfall of playing it. I think they need to tweak that if they're going to go forward. They need to make it worth jumping in, and they need to make it a gamble if you're going to push a player, because if you lose everything, instead of just like, oh, all I do is got to wait an hour or an hour and a half and I get all my stuff back. Like that's kind of whack. But I think DMZ became a cash grab, and they're just trying to get people to buy skins, and that's where it's at. So yeah, anyways, but that's kind of our rant for today with that Call of Duty part of it. We'll probably rant again about Call of Duty later. But we're going to hand it off to the expert of the day, and that is going to be my man, Matt, over here. Tell us what's up, Matty.
All right, gentlemen, I tiered between two different topics today. And by today, I mean like 5 minutes ago. Topic number one, I was thinking of talking about the current status of the WWE title holders and how we haven't seen a group of title holders this good in a very long time, if not ever. But I refrained from that. Because that's just a very subjective opinion that I'm not qualified to speak on. So I'm pivoting over to the Call of Duty League, believe it or not.
Believe it or not,
there is two things going on. Thing number one. So last year they showed record numbers on Twitch. They had well over 700 to 1 million viewers concurrently per major, I would say.
That's
and that's per day as well.
Crazy.
And a big credit to that is two different people, which is Scumpy, who gets like 300,000 viewers on his own. And because they're watching the Call of Duty League through his stream, that is continued eyes on Call of Duty League. So they count those numbers, obviously. And then the other person is Zuma. He gets about 200,000 or so, if not a little bit less than that, per major as well. So combined, them to do over half of the million, if not very close to it. So what the problem is with what's going on is that there is a current contract situation with Activision and Google. Activision needs Google servers. Google says, we want all of your esports on our platform as part of the deal.
So YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube. Why, I have no clue. There's not enough money in either one of those two esports, being Overwatch and Call of Duty, to like garner that kind of demand. But at the same time, they're not big enough to argue over for Activision's side. And they need the servers more than they need those two leagues to succeed viewership wise. So it seems like the decision is final that they're moving to YouTube. There's a caveat to this. I don't know if there's some kind of stipulation per their merger if Microsoft can buy the rights back to Twitch or not. I have no clue in that situation. There might be a buyback situation. Microsoft will see it being cheap enough to buy back and put it anywhere. That's thing one. So if they move to YouTube, what happens is these watch parties that have 500,000 plus viewers, they either they lose them because they can't be with through Twitch now, or those two guys somehow strike a deal with Twitch, which they both made it very clear we just don't prefer to do that. If we had to, because it's such a high viewership number, we might. But it has to be like a very lucrative deal, because that would mean they have to switch over to YouTube completely.
Yeah.
And those two guys have made, I mean, Scump pulls in 50,000 viewers per stream on Twitch, and damn near has like 20,000 subscribers a month.
Mm.
Basic math, that's about 60 G's a month. So don't know if it's in his benefit or not. So that's the first thing. Call of Duty League's making this weird kind of step in the wrong direction, I think. They've taken the power out of the players and coaches' hands and have given it into the executives' hands, who could care less about the game, number one, and number two, the competitive side of the game as well. So thoughts on that, gentlemen? Any questions, concerns, or comments?
Let Andrew start it off from here. I'm looking some things up real quick. I want to come in with some numbers.
Yeah, so I guess I'll first ask a couple questions around the streaming. So you said that Scumpy, Scumpy,
Jumper
doesn't want to switch platforms because obviously he's got his base on Twitch.
Yes.
And I guess my question is, does he have to? Like,
not completely. He can do the majors.
Yeah.
So he can do the majors on YouTube, but he cannot stream the video of it on Twitch whatsoever. So it'd be like one weekend out of the month he would do the watch party on YouTube, but not on Twitch.
Oh, so it's a watch party. It's not like him playing.
No. Scump retired.
Okay.
But his and he's talked about this. His problem with that is that you now have people that subscribe to me on Twitch specifically for this kind of content.
Mm-hmm.
If I switch it to YouTube, they may not subscribe on my Twitch anymore, thus taking money out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. Which obviously a deal with YouTube will have to balance that out. I don't think it will because they don't really value the Call of Duty esport like that. But
so, what's the difference of you or me doing a watch party on Twitch if it goes to YouTube, and him? Is he affiliated specifically with Activision?
We also cannot watch. We also legally aren't supposed to be able. Like we get DMCA strike as well.
Nobody can do it. Okay.
Correct.
Interesting. So it's going to automatically just like potentially cut out a huge chunk of the viewership.
Yes, and the thing is, they were on YouTube the year before. So last year, and I mean, I'm an avid Call of Duty. I'm going wherever the Call of Duty is. So I watched it, but I can confidently say that the biggest matchup in the world, FaZe and Optic, only pulled in maybe 175,000 viewers on YouTube specifically. And that's like the biggest match you can get. I would say on average, they probably had 50,000 people watching, which is not a lot. So then transitioned over to Twitch this year, and there's 1 million watching. And it's not just like 1 million watching like Optic and FaZe. It's like watching the whole tournament. Yeah. So yeah, the natural growth it took, they're not letting it grow to what it could be. Now the argument is that we get guaranteed money from YouTube. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts. This is the money we're going to get from them. So, there's no like potential of like if viewership drops, we lose money situation. The thing is it grew so much. It 10x'd in 1 year. And who's to say that the amount of money they're going to get now for a 5-year deal isn't going to outweigh it next year because of the viewership growth and increase. So I see both sides of it, especially because right now esports landscape is pretty broke. Most teams are suffering financially. The top 4 teams really aren't, but most teams are suffering financially. So I understand like the quick injection of cash, but sometimes a Band-Aid doesn't really heal the wound.
Right.
Need some stitches,
Yeah, for sure. So I did a little bit of a number running. This is just me in the last couple seconds. Right now, Call of Duty League on YouTube has about 1.7, it looks like, when it talks about members or subscribers. They have 1.7. Looking for the kind of home screen for them to see the how many viewers they've gotten all together on all their videos. I can't find it on Call of Duty. Maybe it's right here. Oh, here it is. They have 300,000, right? Or 300 million views on their YouTube channel. When you go over to Twitch, let's see, Call of Duty here. Here we go. On Twitch, they have 1.9 million. On Twitch, you can see there's a little bit more there. The thing with Scump is I hate to say this, but he's like the LeBron James. He's like the face of Call of Duty in the sense.
Yeah,
Much
definitely.
everybody sees him like that. You see him right now on YouTube. He has 2.7 million subscribers. So he's eclipsing the hell out of Call of Duty on YouTube. And then when you look at him on Twitch, he is he is killing it with 1.6 million. The hard part for him in his dilemma is on YouTube, he pulls in about $11 million a month on YouTube. I mean, not a million. I'm sorry,
I was like, what?
$1,000 on YouTube. That's how much he pulls in on YouTube. But on Twitch, he pulls in 30,000.
Must say 20 to 30K easy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the average for him.
That's before
So,
the other thing too is his sponsorship situation. Like that's before him getting sponsored.
yes. So and he has a lot of sponsors. So I do see it being a bigger situation than just, oh, I guess we're all switching over to YouTube. And then I can't remember who it was, but I think it might have been Tim the Tap Man. He was saying that a lot of people don't follow you unless
To
to YouTube, but YouTube will follow to Twitch. It's weird. He was trying to say, unless you're like that big name, it's just not going to happen. And as big as Scump is to us, he's not. There's other streamers out there. There are other people who watch streamers who don't know who Scump is. You know what I mean? So I don't think that group leaves Twitch and goes to YouTube. And if it does, it's not going to be 100%. Even if it's 60%, it's still hurting
let's be
it
real.
still hurts the Call of Duty League.
Most already have left. I would say besides like Pokimane, Hassan, there's not many people bigger than Scump on Twitch anymore. Like I wouldn't say Tim or Nick are bigger than Scump at this point either.
Tim's on YouTube, but and he's bigger than Nick right now. He's pulling way bigger numbers than Nick is.
Right. So I'd say Scump probably is on the platform of Twitch, probably the biggest streamer besides like your Pokimanes, your Hassans, like your Kai's. Obviously, those guys are obviously doing.
Those are
their
not
thing.
game streamers. Those are just like influencers.
Yeah. That's number one. I think it's gonna be a great mistake. I'm gonna follow wherever it goes, obviously, but I do think I thoroughly enjoyed the watch parties this season from both the flank and from Scumpy. Dilemma number two that I think we're having in the Call of Duty scene is, so I make these Twitch or these TikToks that I make every day. I have one come out every other day pretty much. And this week really pissed me off because there's a lot of things that happened this week that were like not major news, but like they kind of are shaping the Call of Duty landscape up a little bit. So there's a team called Seattle Surge who completely like squad wiped, not just squad wiped, but like organization wiped everybody. Like coach, GM, everyone's gone. So I thought, okay, time for a fresh start for Seattle. I thought Bobble, their coach and their GM, was awful. And I thought he was to blame for this. Then I see their roster come out that's like rumored, and I'm sick, man. Like this team is terrible. If people know the Call of Duty League, the names are Arcides, Illy, Hook, and Abuza. Abuza's really good. Abuza's really good. I'll give him Abuza. Yeah. But those other three guys, one, Alec Arcides, doesn't deserve to be on a team after last season. But two, Illy hasn't played the game in a year and a half. He had a thumb injury. Yeah, competitively. He had a thumb injury. There's a thing called Challengers. It's like the second tier division of the Pro League. When he got healthy, he got dropped by Optic. For the better, Optic looked better without him anyway. And his decision was to not go to Challengers and play and keep fresh. His decision was to sit the year out. And I don't know how much time he played or not. Like for all I know, as a person on the outside looking in, he played no Call of Duty whatsoever. Up until the offseason started, then we started seeing him on streams playing like Call of Duty 8s, stuff like that. So that's number one. Number two, what happened in this whole situation is there's a guy named Gwyn. Me and Steven watched Gwyn last year on Champ stage for Challengers, mopped the floor with everybody on the stage.
Fired.
He was besides Abuza, by far the best Challengers player. By far. And Seattle owned him. They owned the rights to his contract. In this offseason, they dropped his rights. They released him after having an insanely good champs run. They won like 2 out of like 5 majors, and they won champs. Like that's a huge deal.
Wasn't he a last minute pickup too? Wasn't he, because somebody fell through? Wasn't it something like that?
I don't think Gwyn was. Might have been the other. It might have been the I don't know his name, like Lynx or something like that.
Yeah.
But he, for all intents and purposes, was like the star of the show. I would say on Championship Sunday, the biggest day, like on Championship Sunday, because of how the actual final ended up. I think Gwyn was the most impressive thing besides the entire New York team on Sunday. Like,
yeah,
like, and that's coming from the guy who's Rookie of the Year, Scrappy, who's like an animal. I think Gwyn outperformed him on Sunday as well. Like, you have a guy who clearly has ice in his veins, and you drop him. So, another guy named Hixie, okay, young player as well. You drop him as well. Toronto did, which is fine. Toronto upgraded their position, but from what it looks like, what came out today, he's not getting picked up by anybody else. My problem, gentlemen, that I'm having is I'm seeing these old men like Arcides and Accuracy get a chance on a team still year after year after year after year after year being trash. But these guys who are young, hungry, and actually fighting for their spots and actually winning, they don't get chances because it's a friendship league. And to that I say bah humbug. Bah humbug. I could even look at Optic, and I love Optic to death. You guys know this already. And I could say that there are times when Scumpy should have been dropped from that team. The whole World War II season, Scumpy was not a good player. I don't care who kills me for it. I don't care what happens. Like,
I think he even says that he was ready to get dropped.
He was awful. And the Friendship League took over, and I'm sick of it. There's no reason why Gwyn specifically doesn't have somebody begging for him to come on their team. In my opinion, if these old pros are showing you what they're going to be, and they're going to be trash, obviously, Accuracy is not going to get any better. RCDs might not get any better either. And you know what you're going to get out of them. The risk and rewards are like the reward is already not worth the risk. But if you see this young kid who may or may not be like the next it factor, the risk reward factor is huge. You take a risk on him, you risk maybe $100,000 instead of $300,000, which is what these old pros are demanding. One, you save money. Two, if it works out, you have a talented player on your roster for young money, and you do a 2+1 deal, and you save a lot of money for the next 3 years. That fixes your whole money situation. But instead, you want to go these old pros who are trash. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So for the Call of Duty League, is that U.S. based only, or is it overseas?
I would say 2 of the best players in the league are not American. Pred and Hydra.
And is that like a common thing that's happening throughout the U.S. and the European region?
Oh, I see what you mean. There's no region for both. The Pro League is specific to the United States.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But there is a Challengers Europe and a Challengers. But the guys I'm talking about, right? So like Abuza, for example, Abuza and Linz, they're French, and Abuza's. I'm telling you, dude, this guy Abuza. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts. He's gonna be Rookie of the Year next season. So like, I would say the last 2 years specifically, the best 3 players to come from Challengers have not been from the U.S.
Yeah, so
it's crazy right now.
The comparison I was trying to draw is to Rocket League, obviously, but so their system's a little bit different, where they have like different regions, and then all the regions come together for LAN events. But one of the things that's interesting about the US or the North American region is they do a very similar thing where they're like buddy, and they're like, they team up with their friends. And if there's like somebody that's up and coming, they don't really risk it unless they're like in the inner circle, versus like the European League. The European League takes shots on like the no name, the people that they're just like, whoa, this person's just good, so we're going to give them a shot. And so the last like 3 majors, it's been all very heavily leaning towards the European side because of that same reason, where they're willing to take that risk and reward and give somebody who doesn't have the name or the brand behind it, but is just good at the game, versus the US or the North American side is kind of stuck in their ways with the older crowd that's just kind of fizzling out, and they're just getting whomped over and over and over again.
Yeah, what's
Yes.
crazy is that this guy Gwen, dude, it was like watching
Dude, he's unbelievable.
it was like this is the best example I can come up with. It's like a whole bunch of little kids playing and they needed one more person, so they picked up a kid that was like in high school. And it was like all these like sixth
Just
graders
way
and like
better.
one dude from high school, and he was like, you could
Just
just tell something was
carrying the
different.
ball.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. And he was just, it was a different
spazzed
breed,
out.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just great. Didn't even break a sweat, too, dude. It was like, it was impressive. And I'm like, dude, Matt leaned over and was like, dude, this guy's gonna be like, he's gonna be in the league. He's gonna take over, dude. And for him to say that he didn't even get a shot on
A shot.
and who literally lost the lead for Optic on an easy, all he had to do was turn this way and look and screw
Oh,
the cooch.
they ended up getting a guy who hasn't played in a year and a half.
Mhm.
Let me tell you that. And
That's
the
a
crazy
problem.
part, yeah, the crazy part that you guys don't even understand when I said that roster is they have 3 players in the same role. 3.
Mm.
And Gwen is a submachine gun player, which they need. To drop Illy, I mean, maybe not Illy, drop Arcides, and pick up Gwen. Gwen, I'm telling you, you get Gwen and Abuza in the same team, they could definitely upset the top 4 teams. I promise you that. But I digress. That's my topic for the day. And my videos are coming out. One came out yesterday, and I started off by saying this team's not going to qualify for champs. And then this next one coming out about the old COD players, I drilled into them because, dude, when I saw Gwyn begging for someone to take him on the timeline on Twitter, I was heartbroken. Gwyn deserves a team.
Mm-hmm. Hate to see it.
Hurts me.
Hate to see it.
It's crazy. But we're gonna move on to the game.
Game time.
The main event of the night.
I don't know
what
about the main event, but it is an event.
So let's hear it.
All right, gentlemen. So last month we did a little bit of trivia. This time I'm going to take the game. We're going to evolve it a little bit. It's still going to be trivia based, but this time I got categories. And the way it's going to work is we're going to start with one category first. I flipped a coin. So actually, I'll flip it again. And that'll determine who is going to choose one of the 5 categories. And then we're going to go through. There's 5 questions each category. Whoever is coming out on top gets to pick the next category. And some of the categories are good. Some of them are hard. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. So what I need from you, gentlemen, is to decide amongst yourself who is taking heads and who is taking tails, because I'm about to flip this coin. And flipping. Call it.
I never take tails, so he can have tails.
All right. Matt's on heads. The coin is heads. Matt, you get to pick the topic. So the 5 categories that we are playing for tonight, we have animal trivia, video game trivia, movies trivia, and the last one, is that only 4? Maybe there's only 4. No, that's 5. No, 4. Man, I'm crazy. 4. The last one is things you should know trivia.
What's the score going up to? Like, are we going up to like first person to get to 7 points, 6 points? You know what I'm saying?
There's 5 questions in each round, and then again we'll try to knock through all of them, and then just whoever has the most at the end is declared the winner.
All right, give me animals.
Animals. All right, we're taking it. All right. Question number 1. What is the deadliest creature in the world? Gentlemen, we have A, B, C, D answers.
Oh my gosh.
The A is a hippopotamus, B is bees, C is the crocodile, and D is mosquitoes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wait, okay. I need a more elaboration on this deadliest.
The deadliest creature in the world.
Right. Go.
All right, we'll start with Matt. Give me an answer.
A, hippopotamus.
That is incorrect.
Wait, is that how we're doing this? We're going to eliminate the...
Oh, yeah, I guess we don't have to do it like that, but...
I mean, you just gave us... You narrowed it down for him now.
Yeah. That's I was going to guess.
I was going to say mosquitoes, to be honest.
Mosquitoes is the correct answer.
Yeah,
Mosquitoes
because
are
malaria and all
considered
that
the
stuff.
deadliest animals because of the diseases that they carry and transfer. All right.
Yeah, we need to say them simultaneously. They can't be
Or just don't tell us what's wrong or right, and we'll both give you our answer. And then
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I like
At the
it.
same time- at the
This
same
one
time.
goes to Steven.
all right, let's go. Things we should know.
No. We're going through animals. We're going through all
Oh,
animals
we're
kingdom.
going through animals. Okay.
And then
okay.
whoever's on top on this one then gets to guess or to pick the next category. Gentlemen, how many legs do lobsters have? Do they have 6, 10, 8, or 4? That's right. Count them up in your head.
6, 10, 8, or 4.
6, 10, 8, or 4. I'll give you the count of 3 to lock in your answer.
I'll tell you right now. Mine's C.
C would be 8.
Mine's 8 as well. Yeah.
Gentlemen, both of you are incorrect. Lobsters
6,
have
isn't it?
10 legs.
10?
10 legs and then 2 claws.
Oh, I'm probably thinking about crawfish. That's probably why.
So
I think crawfish have 6.
neither
Yeah.
one get that. All right, gentlemen. This one, it's a good
I
question.
feel like
That's
my
all I'm
animal
saying.
knowledge sucks.
I know it's just wait. Gentlemen, what is the biggest large cat species? So you have A, the jaguar, B, the cheetah, C, the tiger, or D, the lion that Matt can beat in a fight.
We'll go C again.
Yeah, I'm saying C as well. Andrew, you can do a 3, 2, 1, dude.
Okay,
can't just-
3,
you
2,
can't-
1.
Say them separately.
All right.
Go and C.
So you both said C, tiger, not lion.
Tiger.
You go with the tiger, not the lion.
The tiger's bigger.
The tiger over the king of the jungle.
Tiger.
Yes.
All right, it is the tiger. You both got it.
Come on, man.
Currently up 1.
So, question: are you guys ready? Yes, we
3, 2,
are.
1.
3, 2, 1. Answer.
Okay.
It's not hard to figure out.
What is the only mammal of what is the only mammal capable of true flight? A, the flying squirrel, B, the lemur, C, the owl, or D, the bat.
4.
Yeah. Are you gentlemen ready?
No, hold on, there's a.
Would you like
Fuck.
to hear it again?
Wait, no.
Say it again.
A, the flying squirrel, B, the lemur, C, the owl, or D, the bat.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Hear it.
D.
D.
D is correct. The bat.
Let's go. Squirrels can't fly. They just glide with style.
You're falling with style. All right. This is the last animal question. Which mammal has the most powerful bite?
Mammal.
Mammal. A, the hippopotamus. B, the lion. C, the polar bear. Or D, the orca, or commonly known the killer whale.
It's a hard one, dude, because the orcas are tough. The hippos, though. The hippopotamus.
All right, we ready?
Thanks.
3, 2, 1.
A hippo.
Yeah, hippo.
Yes, he was a little
As-
delayed there.
hesitation, yeah.
He's a little delayed
There needs to
there.
be a better way to do this.
The best way to do it is with little tablets, but I forgot
No.
to tell you guys to bring
You
them.
can put it in the chat.
Well, I guess we could do that too. All right. Steven wins round number 1. Might be the shadiest way of winning,
Oh, shut up.
but nevertheless, he wins. So,
He went
Steven,
answering first, answering second, last 2 times.
I didn't, know
the
I didn't feel comfortable. with the
remaining
answer.
categories are video game trivia, movies, or things you should know.
Things you should know.
We're going to things you should know. Okay.
I'm probably gonna get
So
more.
for this one, we'll do the countdown, and then you guys will drop it in the group chat in Discord. Just throw the letter up there. You don't have to type it out.
Gotcha.
All right. Question number 1 in things you should know. What animal can be seen on the Porsche logo? Is it A, a lion, B, a horse, D, a deer, or D, a bull?
Wait.
Say it one more time.
A lion, B, a horse, C, a deer, or D, a bowl?
It's like a bull and
Shit.
deer, very similar. I
A bull and a deer are similar?
don't know what a bull is.
Like
You said
a cow, like a bull with the horns?
A
what
bull?
letter was? Wait,
Yes.
what
said
which
bowl,
one was
like
the
bowl
third?
meat.
The third one
Bowl.
was a deer, right?
Deer
Bull.
was C.
Bull with a U.
Bull.
Why are you saying it like with an O? Why? He didn't say 3, 2, 1.
He hasn't typed it yet, has he?
Yes,
No,
he
I
did.
Oh.
He did.
Well, you both said beer.
You gentlemen are having a hard time
said
today.
deer.
I know, I see it. It is actually a horse.
Really?
I would thought it then.
It is a horse.
I would thought it. I
the
thought
Ferrari was.
I thought surely. I think Ferrari is also a horse. I thought
Ferrari
surely
is
it
also
wouldn't.
a horse.
I thought surely they wouldn't have the same animal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
Let's go.
so
Okay.
type letter in
Type.
chat.
I'll count
No.
down.
Don't hit enter.
Okay.
Then you hit enter when I
We'll put our
say
hands up
go.
Go.
real quick.
Okay, so neither one of you got a point on that question. Question number 2 for things you should know. How many stripes does the Adidas logo have?
We have to.
A,
You don't even
4,
got to tell me the answer. We both know this.
B, 5, C, 3, D, 6. Put it in the chat. 3, 2, 1, enter. 3 stripes is correct. Both of you get it.
Now, if
Literally
you had
all over
fetus,
there.
if
Like
you had
all over
fetus,
their like marketing. The brand with the 3 stripes.
Mhm.
I know.
Again, it's things you should know. Okay. Things you
should we
should
know
know.
about
Question 3. What is the highest grossing Broadway show of all time? A, Wicked. B, Rent. C, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Or D, The Lion King.
Damn. This is where I think we're going to be different.
I think so too.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, enter.
Okay, but before you say something, I do think it might be Rent. But go ahead.
I kind of think it's Rent too. To be honest.
It is not Rent, because Rent is utter garbage and the worst play I've ever seen in my life. Wicked is a good guess, but the actual answer is The Lion King, the highest grossing play on Broadway of all time.
Did you say Rent's garbage?
Yes.
Just before or after he died? That you watched it?
Who's he?
Jonathan, the guy that wrote the play.
Oh, I'll say it before and after, because I did not like that play at all.
Damn, that was intense.
You need to watch Tick Tick Boom, and then you need to
Tick boom.
what's the word? Pray for your sins. You just
Repent of my sins.
yeah.
This was Steven's. That puts Steven 2 ahead of you, Matt.
I'm trying to
Okay.
get a good lead for movies. Movies is going to be my weak one.
So, question number 3 for things you should know. What is the computer keystroke to strike through text?
No one's gonna know that.
What are you talking about? This is important to know. Is it
Is it?
Control S, Control 5, Control T, or D, Control B? Just think about your keyboard.
What'd you say? Say it again
Oh,
one more time.
Control S, Control 5, Control T, or Control B?
I don't know this.
I'm fucking guessing. This is stupid.
Hold on. You need to give me the one more time.
A
Control.
is Control S, as in
Okay.
Sam. Control 5, Control T, or Control B as in boy.
All right, I got mine said.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Drop it. It is neither of those. So Matt put Control S, which that would probably be one that makes most sense because strike through. It's actually Control 5 because the 5 looks like an S.
He doesn't know why it really is Control 5. He just made that up.
Yeah, you did.
It's Control S, Control 5. So no points. So Steven still retains the lead. All right, gentlemen. The last question in things that you should know. What U.S. fast food chain is credited with introducing the first drive-through windows to the masses? A. McDonald's, B. Burger King, C. In-N-Out, or D. Sonic?
This is a hard one.
I mean, I want to take the easy answer, but I'm not doing it.
Well, you don't give him the information.
I think I.
You ready?
I'm
sure.
ready.
All right, 3,
Wait.
2, 1. Drop it. It is C. In-N-Out.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
The easy answer was
In-N-Out,
McDonald's.
Burger King. The
McDonald's is
easy
good.
answer, which
But I
Steve
have
picked,
listen,
was McDonald's.
I have watched The Founder back and front very many times, and I know the facts at the end of it. There's never a fact where they say the first drive-through window.
Uh-huh.
Good
It's a
point.
speedy system.
All right, gentlemen, that round was a tie, so we're going back to the flip a coin to see who decides the next category. Are we sticking with tails or
Matt,
heads?
I would say Matt won last one. So since he has
I never go
last win,
tails.
just pick the next one. Doesn't matter.
No, we're flipping, and he never goes tails. And it's tails. Steven, you get to pick.
Video game.
Video games. Okay. What is the best-selling video game of all time? A. Super Mario Bros. B. Minecraft. C. Call of Duty Warzone. Or D. Fortnite.
I don't think it's any of those.
So downloads is what you're talking about?
Was it downloads?
Best-selling video game of all
Is
time.
it like a number, or is it like copies sold? What do you?
Yeah, 'cause I don't think.
I don't think you know. I'm about to say.
I'm just going off what the interwebs told me.
I'm not going to search anything until after this question, but I don't think any of those are the number one. But can you say it again?
A. Super Mario Bros. B. Minecraft. C. Call of Duty Warzone. Or D. Fortnite.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2.
Oh shit! Wait! It just closed. Wait up. One second.
Convenient.
All right, ready?
It just closed.
1.
3, 2, 1. Drop it in the chat. B. Minecraft is correct.
That's why they sold it. That's why Microsoft bought it.
I don't know if that's true, but it sounds like.
It is why they bought it. I'm sure.
Okay. Both of you are Call of Duty enthusiasts. You should be able, hopefully, to get this next question because it is specifically related to Call of Duty. What year did the first Call of Duty game release?
I don't know.
We have A, 2001, B, 2004, C, 2003, or D, 1998. Matt was basically still in the womb then.
Say them again.
2001, 2004, 2003, or 1998.
And we're saying when was Call of Duty born? Like the first Call of Duty?
The first Call of Duty game released.
I don't remember that. Okay, cool. I'm ready to go.
3,
I don't know. I don't know the answer to this.
2, 1. Gentlemen, the correct answer is 2003.
Really?
Yes. 2003. Look at you. You fact checking me. I see it. Not even shame and trying to hide it.
The other one, he had to exit the tab out because he knew you were
Mhm.
right. This one, he has to
Mhm.
double check that.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's actually Tetris, but they don't count Tetris because it was free with your Game Boy.
Yeah.
So Tetris is the answer, but it doesn't.
Tetris. Yeah. No,
it's the-
Tetris doesn't count because of the technicality.
And I know you weren't thinking of Tetris when you said it anyway.
Oh, actually, I was because it actually just happened like about a month ago. They became the number one selling game of all time.
Okay.
Weird.
Question
Podcast
number
that day, huh?
3 of video game trivia. Gentlemen, how many Pokemon are in Gen number 1?
I don't know.
This is
We
a
have-
weird one. Oh, never mind.
Who's in the lead right now?
tie.
I'm pretty sure it's a tie. It is
You're
a tie.
pretty
No,
sure?
no, sorry.
Please.
Steven is up by 1.
In
Looking
this
at my
category?
notes. Oh, in this category, Matt, you're winning.
Okay, thank you.
Overall, it's a tie. Sorry. Overall, Steven is up by 1. I'm all over the place.
You're the worst game master ever today.
All right, go.
Both the
today.
question.
How many Pokemon are in Generation 1? We have A, 150, B, 249, C, 151, or D, 153.
I don't know.
3, 2, 1. The answer is C, 151. Steven, tying it up. 249, Matt? That is a disgrace.
Technically, it was 150, and then they
I don't-
added Mew right before it came out, so it
151.
turned it to 150.
All right, gentlemen. The game console that we all love and played hours and hours. Tell me, what is the best-selling Wii U game of all time? Did anybody own a Wii U?
No,
Give us the options.
nobody
Exactly.
owned it. No,
Exactly.
Nobody owned it.
Nobody owns it.
God dang it.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Remake HD, Mario Kart 8, or Super Mario Maker. You need to read them again.
Yes.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Remake HD, Mario Kart 8, or Super Mario Maker.
I don't know this one, so I'm guessing.
Give me your answers in the Discord. 3, 2, 1. The answer is C, Mario Kart 8. It's a tricky one because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the Switch version, not Mario Kart 8.
Remember that one time that nobody cared?
Mm-hmm.
Continue on, Andrew. Why are you stopping so much?
I'm making dramatic tension.
You're not Steve Harvey or Howie Mandel. Okay, continue on.
All right, last question in a video game trivia. It is currently a tie. The question is, what video game console has the most number of games? So total games that were on. Why are you shaking your head?
Just continue.
A, the Game Boy Advance, B, the PlayStation 2, C, the Xbox 360, or D, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES.
I want you to say it again.
Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, or SNES.
Fuck, I don't know this one, so I'm just going to guess.
Look at that defeat in Matt's eyes. Defeat.
I have a whole,
right,
I have a whole category
3,
too.
2, 1. The answer is B, the PlayStation 2.
Gamecast.
All right, Steven wins this round, but doesn't get to choose because the last movie category is movies. And Steven, you are currently up 2. Matt's got work to do, which
this is his category, though.
This is his category.
This is what I was trying to get to it last. I had to get a lead.
Gentlemen, where were the Lord of the Rings movies filmed? You
Who the
have
fuck knows that?
A, Ireland, B, Australia, C, New Zealand, or D, Iceland.
I don't know this.
I don't know.
Matt, do you know
either.
this? You don't know this? This
I
is
feel
like
like
a common knowledge thing.
I don't know it.
No way. All right,
I
we'll
don't
put them
like
in
Lord of the
3,
Rings.
2. What? You love Lord of the Rings.
But it
The
doesn't matter. We
answer
got the same
is-
answer either way.
New Zealand. You both got it right. Congratulations.
It was them or their Australia. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, New
What?
Zealand.
What was the first one you said?
Ireland.
Yeah, I thought it was there or New Zealand.
Okay, so the next question in movies is, who did the cat in The Godfather actually belong to? You have Diane Keaton, Francis Ford Coppola. I'm not sure I said his last name right.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Coppola, Al Pacino, or no one. It's a stray cat.
I don't know that. I'm fucking guessing on this shit.
All right, 3, 2, 1. It is D.
That's the
no
same
one.
answer.
The Stray Cat.
I actually knew that answer. Marlon Brando
Yeah.
just picked it up. And started
Randall
playing
picked
with
it up and took it. Yeah.
Okay. Question number
I
4.
can't win now.
Matt, no, well, you can't
Play
win,
again.
but you can
This is it.
tie.
Only tie.
You can only tie. In Mean Girls, Katie moves from Illinois from which continent?
I don't
Australia,
fuck-
Europe, Africa, or Asia?
When did this movie come out?
I don't know. It's been a
I
while.
don't know, but it's a classic.
It is a classic. It's a good
Princess,
one.
Princess Bride, you know, everyone's seen it, you know,
All
multiple
right,
times.
you have your answer? 3, 2, 1. And the answer is C for Africa. No chance to tie for Mateus anymore.
People, the comments.
What? Oh man, that's good. That's good. Should have followed his advice. Okay, the last question is, how old was the voice actress in Monsters Inc.'s, or excuse me, the voice actress of Monsters Inc.'s Boo at the time of production? So we're looking for the age of the voice
Matt
actress
should have this one.
who.
I definitely do not have this one.
Oh.
All right, we have A, 2.5, B, 4, C is 6, and D is 12.
It's an A 2.5, B 4, C is 6, and D is 12.
Yep,
Yeah. I don't know this answer.
I don't know. I lost anyway.
you did lose. Big old loser.
Hail Mary
3,
right here.
2, 1. The correct answer is A, 2.5. Man, Steven coming
Dang.
to play.
Andrew, I don't think you've won a game in a month. So I don't want to hear from you about being a loser, all right?
Next time Steven's up, he's gonna give me that easy win.
Yeah, but I'm
got
up
you,
next.
And my Cash App is con_AC. No.
Okay, so the idea behind this game originally, and we can talk about this after, but I'm putting it out there. See if anybody in the chat likes this.
Look
idea.
at Matt's eyes. Do you think he wants to explain it?
Originally, I was gonna do you guys versus me. That if you guys lost a certain amount, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
Yeah.
I would have to do a challenge because I'm the loser. Or if you guys lost, you would have to do a challenge, and we would decide what that challenge was. But we kind of went a different direction.
Oh, we can do something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or maybe we can do some. We'll figure something out. I think.
But like, do the actual challenge on the next stream. So if it's like, oh, I have to go and get some nasty food that I don't normally like and have to eat it in front of everybody, that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I was thinking about that when you said that in the chat. All right, everybody. If you're still here, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Me taking my first win that wasn't given out of pity. I appreciate you guys showing up. I thought Matt was going to mollywop the shit out of me with trivia, but hey, it looks like the boy came through and the GOAT finally fell. You know what I mean? He's a hard person to beat, but I'll take my wins when I can get it. Thank you, Andrew, for the answers before the show. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you're still here, like, subscribe, Twitch, YouTube. We're not on Facebook anymore. Instagram. Go follow slightly_unqualified, and then go over to Matt's page on TikTok to get your Call of Duty news if you're here for Call of Duty. At what is it called, Matt?
Loadout Show.
The Loadout Show. He tries to go every day. If you go over there, say what's up, like, comment, say something.
The like and the heart button.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. You'll be able to catch everything that we think we know stuff about every Thursday around 7:30, 8 o'clock. You'll see my beautiful face. You'll see Matt, and then sometimes you'll see this guy. You know, sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. But God bless, take care, and we out. If I can hit the button. Later. Oh, hello.